There we go. Ever so slightly better. Um, it's pretty early in the morning, so I'm just doing my thing and whatnot, and just kind of needed to talk. And I was trying to figure out a good talking point, and I remember, well, I didn't promise anything, but I did say I would make like a gaming related video. So like this would just be the video talking about gaming, and I thought just like a good jumping off point would just kind of describe the games I'm into. I know there was a trend a while back with like, oh, the 10 games to get to know me sort of thing. Um, and people would have like a picture of themselves and like their 10 games that kind of define who they are as a gamer, uh, no, or just like as an individual, right? I feel like a lot of the media you consume like usually kind of shapes like how you are and like how you like express ideas or like try to relate to others. So I thought it was a good idea. So I thought I would talk about the 10 games that sort of define me, in no particular order, honestly. Like I don't think I could rank these games, but they are games that either played like a huge part in my life. I'm not gonna say as a gamer, but just like as a person, right? And it's weird though. I guess just complete, not tangent, but I guess side note, right? Um, Obviously I watch a lot, listen to a lot. I also play a lot, but in my opinion, the gaming stuff has always been so like, kind of background to me, if that makes sense. I guess what I mean is usually if I'm playing something, it's well now like my brain's kind of fucked up just because of all like the battle pass bullshit. That's cope. I'm just trying to find someone to blame for my short attention span. No, but like so a lot of the games I play now, tend to be live service type games. Like at the moment, I'm like really into skate, just playing that because it's super casual, right? I can just kind of have that skate around, either listen to the music in game or listen to my own music, or just like watch videos in the background just to like learn stuff. Um, and then obviously I like my casual games, but we'll kind of get into that. But I feel like I'm more on the casual side. Uh, and then I guess jumping off of there, we'll talk more in depth about some other things. But I guess starting off, I just want to talk about Halo. Huge Halo fan. I feel like I've always have been. Um, Man, I was shown like Halo 2 like very late into its life, like around the time Halo 3 would have been coming out. So I played Halo 2, played Halo 1, and I was like, man, this is like so cool. Like everything about it's like so cool. Obviously back then, like since I was younger, it's like, oh yeah, like a guy in green armor, like that's cool. You know what I mean? Like the space setting as well. The design of like the Covenant and stuff I always really loved. All the weapons, the sound design, I love those things even back then. And then I feel like I was at a good age whenever Halo 3 came out. So I just played the hell out of Halo 3. Like obviously just like getting really into like Forge and stuff, like making my own things, like playing custom games. Man, just like what is it, like Ice Cream Man or Ice Cream Truck. Halo, where like you're on the mongoose and you like, go around the track trying to get to the guy in the middle, and the guy in the middle is like trying to shoot everybody off with a rocket launcher or a sniper. That shit rocked, and playing all those custom games is so fun. Um, so I guess like kind of a mix, and not necessarily again like no particular order, and like it's not even gonna be 10 really. It's just gonna be like a list of games that sort of like stick with me a lot. But Halo 3, like loved it, man. Like that was my like first proper Halo. I feel like. And that made me go back play two and Combat Evolved, but 3 was the one where I was like there for like the longest. And then obviously you had ODST come out, and I feel like at the time I didn't really appreciate it. I feel like now a lot of people have more appreciation for it, but back then I just played the campaign and I was like, yeah, this is fun. And Firefight, I was like, yeah, Firefight's cool, but just went back to Halo 3 because it had multiplayer, and I was big into multiplayer. And then Reach came out, and that was the one where I was like, man, this is like my fucking game right here. Because I was there like for the day one release. I was in it, man. I was fucking playing Halo like nobody's fucking business. But yeah, that game rocked, and like all the stuff they added again. It's like Bungie's farewell, so they just like packed it with stuff, and man, like just go on about like armor customization. Like I love that stuff. And me personally, I'm a fan of like the ODST look. Even back then I was a fan of the ODST look, so I had that ODST armor. Not like fully stacked out. Man, that chest piece, I still can't get with that ODST chest piece. But the shoulders fucking rock. The helmet, of course. So I would have like ODST helmet, the variant with the thing on top, like the little like visor thing. One ODST shoulder, and then the other one with like the sniper bullets. I thought it was like really fucking cool. I was like, yeah, this is my Spartan OC. So I was very proud of that back then, and still proud of it now, right? Because it's such a good memory. But man, ODST had not ODST, Reach had it all for me personally, man. Like just really good multiplayer. You could do big team. Big team was really fun. A lot of the Forge elements are really really good. But that was the first one where I really started to get more, I guess, like competitive with my shooters, or just like being good, because like that's like the one constant in I guess like my appetite as a person who plays games. I feel like I always need a shooter, and I always need just like a shooter on standby, because that's sort of my that's my element, in a way. And at the time, like Reach was it. Like that's like all I played, or like one of the things I played the most. Yeah, like got really into playing SWAT. Love SWAT, because like that was, I don't know, like I'm misremembering a little bit, but I think there was a proper like kind of ranked like status. But and I did that because I think what they had like 4v4s, right, like arena, and then they had SWAT, and I feel like a lot more people played SWAT just because the DMR was so lethal and everybody was loving it. So I just played the hell out of SWAT, or like SWAT nums, right? So just SWAT but with the Magnum. That shit was cool too. Um, but yeah, man, really really into just Halo in general, and then obviously like going forward, I played 4 or 5. Like they changed a lot, but I still really enjoyed those games again just because it was more Halo. uh, 4, I grinded the hell out of a lot of 4, but I think it was 5 specifically that I actually really just enjoyed. Like just how fast paced it was, and then obviously they added Warzone, and I think Warzone was a really cool mode, um, because it kind of leads into another game later on, but we'll get to that. But yeah, so 5, and then Infinite. Man, I feel like they brought it back with Infinite a little, in some ways, at least with the multiplayer, because like they had it down on the multiplayer. I was like loving that fucking multiplayer, but again, it's just that battle pass thing, man. Don't put a fucking battle pass in Halo. Like I don't want that shit. Um, but man, everything else about it is so good. The gunplay, the movement, so simple, man. Um, and just like good weapon diversity. I actually quite liked a lot of the maps, and then of course, like me personally, just played SWAT still. Fucking love SWAT, getting overkills and shit like that. Like that kind of stuff has my dopamine fucking firing. Um, but enough about Halo, and we'll get into Destiny. So Bungie still, and Destiny. I mean, again, just because I was such a Halo fan, I would like follow Bungie and like see what they're doing, and it's like, oh, they're making this game called Destiny, like another kind of like sci-fi shooter. I was like, okay, let's see what Destiny has to offer, and yeah, just sunk like thousands of hours into it, probably like over the span of my like career with it, because obviously just like starting Destiny 1, I was like really into it at the start, and then it took a break, but then I came back whenever Taken King was released, and then just like reset and like played it from there, like made all 3 characters, and then like played through Taken King, and then Rise of Iron, and all that stuff like started dropping like over time, and like I just stuck with Destiny to the end of its life cycle whenever Destiny 2 came out, and then was really into Destiny 2 for like the longest time. And I mean, man, it's I'm not gonna get into Destiny here, and like how they kind of fucked up here and there, but like even so, man, I played the hell out of that. Loved again just like the gunplay, man. I was like really into Crucible, playing Crucible ranked, and well ranked mainly again because you got better rewards for playing ranked, right? Redrick's Claymore and stuff like that. I really fucking wanted that, so I grinded the hell out of that. And I was a solo player too, so it was especially difficult because sometimes it's like, bro, like what are teammates doing, man? Like what are my teammates doing? So that was kind of a problem. But I mean, like if you really want to, like, I don't know. You can look me up on Destiny Tracker. Just look up Nightcore Slayer. And you can kind of like see like where I was at for the most part. Like obviously now I feel like the stats are skewed because I haven't played since I don't know, like whenever they started doing that like weird battle pass shit, like with the like Vex season. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but like that's like the last thing I remember playing, and it's like, all right, so past Forsaken, but somewhere in between there and when they started doing like the seasonal battle pass stuff, that's when I stopped playing. Or what was after Forsaken? The okay, well, just definitely after Forsaken, definitely. Because then they bring back the brother, the awoken brother. I remember that, and I feel like that's about it. But yeah, I mean, even still, like flaws and all, man. Like Destiny, I played the hell out of that. Uh, Warlock main, but of course I had like my Hunter and my Titan. And again, like to me personally, it was just like so satisfying, like especially in the Crucible, like testing out just like weird builds, right? Um, or just like using exotics that nobody really used, or like even in Destiny 1 specifically as well, man. Like things like with the Hunter specifically, like Khepri Sting and like the invisibility, nobody rocked that shit really, or at least in Crucible, right? Shit, not even in PvE. I feel like something like Khepri Sting specifically is like so niche. Like it's like, well, why would you run that? But then also like in Destiny 2, like there was more like obscure shit that came out. Uh, like me personally with like exotics and stuff, I was that asshole running around with like fighting lion and a sidearm. So people who know about the fighting lion know how lethal it can be. But obviously it's a bit annoying to play against, and with the warlock and the Sunsinger, you have like that dash ability in the midair. So I was just moving like crazy, fucking on like demon time, especially with the sword tech, so you can just like move like really fast across the map. So I would just get heavy ammo, use the sword, and like swipe around, and then shoot people with fighting lion, clean up with the sidearm. Yeah, so I was kind of an asshole. But shit, man, like that stuff was fun. Uh, but obviously it's very bittersweet because I dropped off on it despite putting so much time into it. Anyways, I guess like going into some like past stuff, right? My gaming origins, as it were. Say Legend of Zelda, just like the series as a whole. It's something that grabbed me, that fantasy setting. I it's just like kind of simple to me, this like battle for like good and evil, right? And then of course just like the world of Hyrule, I've always quite liked, just like that fantasy setting again, like with like kingdoms, knights, little like orcs and whatnot, right? I've always liked that kind of stuff. And then with Legend of Zelda, I just found it cool. With like character specific stuff, it's like you always have Link and Zelda, right? And then you have like these like little individuals that like kind of pop up concurrently, or not concurrently, that's the wrong word, but like in a cycle, I guess. Beetle and all of them. I say Beetle specifically because I find Beetle very funny. And then like seeing Beetle in like Skyward Sword, or I guess the newer ones, right? Why the fuck am I blanking on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? And then even like the derivatives, right? Like I really fucking loved Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors fucking rocks, man. And I played the hell out of that, just like grinding and stuff like that. Again, just because it's like, well, we're in the world of Zelda, so there's that, and the music fucking rocks. There's a like a rock version for what's it called? I think it's the Kakariko theme from Skyward Sword. I'm blinking on it now, but it's like the dun 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 dun. No, that's from Wind Waker, right? Huh. The the one from Skyward Sword is the do 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 do. But the rock version has some crazy good guitar riffs, and it sounds really cool because they still have like the little like flute in the background. I was probably like autistic as hell, like me humming it, but whatever. Yeah, I just love that world, and of course like with all the music and stuff, right? I think most of the music in the game is beautiful, and that's what kind of grabbed me, especially back then with Ocarina of Time. I thought, wow, this is like so mysterious, so cool, and just going around this like open field, and discovering these like small things. Like I thought that was so cool back then. And then of course the music, the ocarina specifically, right? I thought it was like such a beautiful instrument, and then hearing that music really grabbed me. Um, but yeah, so a lot of love for Zelda. And then another one from my youth, Super Mario Brothers 3. Again, I'm a very casual Mario fan. I don't know, but back then, like, I had a Game Boy, and me and my brothers, we would just play Mario 3 because that's kind of like all we had. But we loved the hell out of it, and like we would just we would just rinse it, honestly. Like we would play it and just like have a time where we're like playing through the whole thing, like finish it, and it's like, all right, cool, let's just run it again. And so we would just play it over and over. That was kind of our game for a while. Or like if we're like traveling, we would like take turns, like, oh man, I died, hand it over. Oh man, I died, hand it over. But yeah, good times with Mario. And then obviously like with the new Mario stuff, I liked a lot. Like obviously like Odyssey was very cool. And then of course like I started watching like speedrun shit for like 64. As one does, right? Yeah, so I got really into like movement tech. So doing movement tech in Odyssey was like really fucking cool, for sure. Or then even in the 3D world, the one that was on the Switch, the one with the cat suit, all that, and like being able to do like movement tech in there. So like wall bounces, like ground slams into into the leap and stuff like that. So doing all that shit just to like make your own like little shortcuts, fucking rules. So shout out to Mario. Another one. It's weird. Like this series has kind of been with me for like a really long time, and I never really thought about it until recently. But GTA. Back then for me, like it was like San Andreas, and I feel like a lot of people played San Andreas, right? But then just other like Grand Theft Autos as well. What was it, like Grand Theft Auto 3 specifically? Vice City, and then like GTA 4, and then I was at the perfect age whenever GTA 5 came out, because I was like beginning to be a bit more critical about stuff, and that one explores a lot, about people, but then like very intensely about these like characters, like that story. The story in the game is really good, just because you have like that strong backbone of Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, and all of them are very good, like complex characters, and the story surrounding them can be a little what's the word, like over the top here and there, but you sympathize with them a lot of the time. So I guess GTA like in general, but GTA 5 specifically, man, like I loved it, and I obviously I played the hell out of it, and that was the first GTA where I did play it for the story, because the other ones that I talked about, just like go around like driving cars. It's like, oh yeah, this is fun, just drive cars, uh, be a little evil, and go around like shoot people, or like get into like cop battles and whatnot, shit like that, right? Like steal cars and stuff. Um, but GTA 5 was the one where I just like really started to appreciate it, like on a story level, just like all the good writing, all the good character writing, and then obviously the game is like fun as hell too, right? And then obviously like that was my first like introduction to a GTA Online, because they had GTA Online for a GTA 4, but I wasn't really into it like that. Uh, with GTA 4, I just kind of played like single player and just like drove around and did shit. But with GTA 5, I actually got into playing GTA Online, and it's kind of cool. You can make your own character, and you can like buy your own cars and shit like that, and customize the hell out of them. That's something GTA 6 needs. GTA 6 needs really fucking good car customization. I'm tired. I'm tired of the half measures. Like when I was really into GTA 5 Online, so many fucking cool cars, but you can't do shit with them. And then they added updates to where like there's like certain models where you could like really like go into them. I know they have like some more like JDM stuff that you could customize, and like some muscle stuff you could customize, like, or like with the lowriders. But nah, man, I need like head to toe fucking customizations on my fucking cars and on my motorcycles. So Rockstar, please, please, please. That would be so cool of y'all, right? And then I guess also going off Rockstar, gotta talk about Red Dead. Red Dead 2 specifically. I'm still a little bitch, and I haven't played Red Dead 1, even though I desperately want to, so maybe that's something I just need to hop on. But Red Dead 2, man, for me personally, it's like, again, just like on a story level, Arthur Morgan, such a great character. And then, just like everybody else in the gang, man. Like, I don't know if I can go and list them all, but like everybody is like so complex if you're willing to just like sit down and listen to them. Everybody has their own like fleshed out story. And obviously the way they like tie into your character, the way they tie into Arthur's is great. But just like appreciating them as these like individuals, and like that's weird to say because they're fucking game characters, but they feel so real. Um, and then obviously, man, it's like such a tragic story. And like another thing about me too, I love Western stuff. I love stuff like that. And I feel like this one, uh, like complete side tangent right here, but this one I think tells like a really good story. And I know Red Dead One does something very similar, but that story of like the old West from legend like kind of dying out, right? And with this, like it's a bit like bittersweet in a way because obviously like with the gang, they've like lived their life a certain way, and like now like society is telling them to like move on essentially, right? um and I don't, and it's weird, for some people I think, and I mean especially back then it's like you have this idea of freedom, and and that's sort of like what the gang lives by, through Dutch obviously, because like Dutch is like the main like influencer for like how the gang thinks typically. But I mean it's sort of romantic in a sense, right? Like the idea of like true freedom, like living on your own terms. And that's kind of like what the West was all about for the most part. So it's always an interesting dynamic whenever you do have this story of more like modern society like moving in and pushing that old West out. And that's like kind of what the game focuses on for a large part. You have this government agency trying to get rid of the gang, um, because they're like the last cowboys of the frontier, or some of the last cowboys. Obviously, there's other cowboys. Um, yeah, and I know Red Dead One kind of tells a similar story in some ways, about like the West dying. But I mean, with this, I think it's good too because you can't have a story like this and not have like a lot of death. Sad to say. And I do like how like there are these like really beautiful moments like here and there, like just themes of loyalty, especially that are really attractive to me. Um, but it's also intensely sad in a lot of parts, and again like the title of the game is literally called Red Dead Redemption, so redemption is a huge theme of it as well. And you're playing as this character, um, and you sort of like push your ideals onto that character. You want that character to be better, to do better. And like even in the game that character sort of shows that they want to improve, but like obviously for them as their own individual, like aside from like the character, or from the player like giving the character actions, the character still feels like like himself. It's weird in that way, but I guess that's just a testament to the good writing, right? But yeah, just really loved Red Dead. And I mean aside from all the story stuff, a lot of the gunplay I especially really like. I like that you have to what's the word, I guess like cock after every single like like fire cycle. So you would shoot and then like shoot again to like recycle it, and then shoot your next bullet. I always thought that stuff was cool, just like recoil patterns, like pretty all right. It's kind of weird though because with Rockstar games specifically, a lot of the guns feel the same. I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of how it goes. But with Red Dead, I mean, like that small mechanic kind of helps it a little bit because each gun feels slightly unique in some ways, at the very least. Um, me personally, I used a what is it called, the Schofield. I just think it looked the coolest. But obviously, can't go wrong with the Cattleman revolver, right? Yeah, so I would just rock the Cattleman, and obviously, me personally, it's cool to hammer fire. Uh, Again, going back to like Destiny, the last word, right? Shit's cool, man. I don't know, cowboy aesthetic. That shit's cool. So really love Red Dead. Oh, and I love fishing. I love hunting. I just love doing all that like random bullshit. You know what I mean? Just living in that world, man. It's so fun and like very relaxing. That was like one of the games too where it's like I didn't like listen to anything or like do anything aside from just like sit there and like immerse myself into the game. And I got a lot of enjoyment out of it that way. And then just like multiple playthroughs, like the second playthrough, just like really reading like Arthur's journal and like everything that he's thinking. That's also why I say it's sort of again like testament to good writing, but why Arthur feels like such an individual despite you giving him the actions, right? It's weird in that way, but again, like beautiful game. And then I guess also just like going off that, another like more story driven game, Spider-Man, the PlayStation 4, into PlayStation 5. I'm not going to talk about like the face change stuff. Me personally, like kind of weird, but whatever, right? Like we'll move past it because that game has a really fucking good Spider-Man story, in my opinion. Uh, Man, I feel like I could talk about it for so long, but I absolutely love what they did with Doc Ock, like just building him up, like into the eventual villain, and then even then, like with how the game kind of subverts like expectations and stuff like that, like beforehand, and how it sort of like plays with your idea of like who Spider-Man is, and like his rotary of supervillains that he fights. Um, because I mean, again, just like going back to the Doc Ock thing, right? It's like, oh, like this is cool and like different. Doc Ock is like a mentor to Peter. Like that's like a really fresh angle, and they have like such a great relationship. Two just like brilliant minds working together to help people. They have this common goal in that way. it, I have to pause for a second. I was about to get like really fucking emotional just thinking about it, but obviously, again, it turns to tragedy. It turns to tragedy at the very end, and it's very beautiful, the way their relationship kind of closes off, and then obviously like the Aunt May thing at the very end. What a blow, right? But very, very good game. I love that game a lot. um, and then again, just like being able to swing around as Spider-Man, going around saving people. I I love it, and like the voice acting from Yuri is very good. I love his take on Spider-Man. Uh, but yeah, man, that game has moments to me specifically, and it's the one that really stuck with me the most out of like the things I've played on the PlayStation. Yeah, because I mean, like I was talking about Halo at the beginning and Destiny, so I was like a huge Xbox guy. Um, for a long time, but like it's weird. I sort of played everything because I played like PlayStation as well, PlayStation 2 specifically, and just like played some stuff on that. But I was always more like on an Xbox, and then if I ever had a Nintendo console, it was like the Wii and like the Nintendo 64, and that was it. And then obviously it wasn't like very much later, like when I got a Switch and stuff. But like now, like I'm back on PlayStation. I did a lot of like PC gaming for the longest time as well, but I'm now more dominantly I'm on the PlayStation. But yeah, Spider-Man, just great, right? Uh, Going back to Xbox, gonna talk about Titanfall again with the shooter, right, man? Fucking Titanfall rocks, dude. And Titanfall 1, like I was there for, just because the Xbox One released, and Titanfall was like the only new game they really had to showcase. So it's like, okay, Titanfall. Let's get into some Titanfall. Um, yeah, so Titanfall 1, really cool. Like a lot of good stuff going on there, but obviously very, very bare bones, right? Like it only had multiplayer, and that was that. So I'm not gonna talk about Titanfall 1, but talk about Titanfall 2. Fucking crazy good story. Nothing like groundbreaking or anything, but just like solid and very fun. So I gotta respect it for that. And then like with the gameplay, dude, like the gunplay in that game, too. And then like I'm gonna talk about Apex here in a second, but something so satisfying about it all. Whenever I think like satisfying gunplay, I think Halo, I think Destiny, and I think Titanfall, Apex. Something about it, and with the sound design as well. Every single weapon has like such a distinct like noise to them. So it's like kind of easy to pick out. With like Apex specifically, it's obviously very helpful just because it's a battle royale. So like knowing what enemies have is useful to like your strategy. But like Titanfall 2, man, played the hell out of it. North Star main for my Titan. You know how it is. And man, I was. I don't want to like fucking toot my own horn or anything, but I was running game on that shit. I ain't gonna fucking lie, bro. I was running the fuck out of lobbies. Pilot v pilot was my thing. I loved the satisfaction of like actually like beating people. So that was like satisfying to me. But then obviously as well, just like for more casual stuff, just playing attrition. I fucking loved attrition, and I love the idea of attrition. I mean, again, like going back to Warzone, right? Like being able to fight real players and like AI enemies while like doing objectives and stuff like that. It's so cool, right? And I think it's taking like the best advantage of I guess I guess more of like a weird power fantasy type of thing, right? Like if you're really into like war stuff, it's like, yeah, like I want to be like in it. I want to be like fighting like all the battles, like doing all the stuff. So it kind of satisfy like that urge a little bit. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, just like attrition and pilot v pilot. Played the hell out of that. Again, like North Star main, but I also played a bit of Ronin, obviously, just because it's like, oh man, like giant mech with the sword, that's cool. And what else? I feel like there was another pilot I really, or another Titan that I really played, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm trying to think about all of them now, but my brother played Ion and Scorch. So there you have it. But yeah, me, like it was North Star. North Star all fucking day. It was North Star. And like Ronin here and there, right? Uh, as for like the pilot, I ran the hologram. That was just me. I ran the hologram. Uh, just very like baseline for me personally, and like a lot of people get easily fucking fooled for like whatever reason. So I ran the hologram. But yeah, Titan and Apex aside, I mean, in Apex, again, like I played the hell out of that too, and you know, I actually got some clips I want to drop, so I'll probably drop those at some point. But I'm trying to get the ones for my PC and the ones for my PlayStation because I played it on both. But I think my PC clips are like a lot better. But yeah, Apex again, just like played the hell out of it. Because like at the time, like that was my shooter. All I'm gonna say is I miss Watson. That's probably like the long and end of it. I feel like I could go on about Apex and how much like, you know, things started to like really piss me off. But yeah, I was a Watson main for the most part. Played a lot of Mirage again because the hologram from Titanfall, and then I also played a lot of Crypto. Yep, and then, you know, obviously like dabbled in most of the other characters as well, but like those were like my main three in rotation a lot of the time. I think like towards the end of my like life cycle in the game, I started playing a lot more like Octane and Bloodhound. But yeah, like for me personally, it was always, or I guess like I played a lot of Rampart as well. I really like Rampart. Oh, and then also Vantage. Whenever she came out, I got really into playing Vantage. But I mean, you know, like everybody has their place, right? And everybody is like so fun to play as, like learn the kit and like just do stuff. But you know, for me again, it was just Watson mainly. I just thought she was cute. Aw, I just thought she was cute, so I played her a lot. And then obviously like her like kit kind of fit my play style, like just being a bit more like defensive. So it sort of worked out. Another game I want to shout out to, I don't have it written here, but a large part of like my gaming back then, Gears of War. Just shout out to Gears of War, Gears of War 2, 3. I feel like 4 is like when I kind of started to like drop off a little bit. I was there like at the start, but I fell off rather quickly. And then like kind of the same thing with 5. I don't know, they just didn't grab me the same way. But I love the hell out of 2. It was actually my my stepdad that got me into it. But loved the hell out of 2, and then really loved 3 because I was like there, like, you know, day one for it, so I was able to like be part of the life cycle. But yeah, so shout out to Gears of War. And then obviously like it was cool too. What was it? Was it Gears 4 or 5 where they put Cat and Emil from Halo Reach into the game? That was pretty cool. So shout out to the Gears team. Another game. Gotta talk about Dark Souls. It's a game I'd always like heard about. And, you know, again, it like satisfies the itch, right? It's like that fantasy world, just like knights and, you know, creatures and stuff. And I thought all that stuff was so cool. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give Dark Souls a try. I played Dark Souls 2. That was my first one. Say what you will, but I mean, like, it got me into the series. And then Dark Souls 3. I love Dark Souls 3. I played it through like twice now. But like I enjoyed it both times. Just like, you know, just cool shit, man. Like, you know, just play those games, and like, yeah, they're hard or whatever, but fuck it, get good. Kind of toxic of me to say, but I don't know, man. You know, because obviously like a large part of the game is like trial and error and just like learning things. So I mean, like if you got the skill for it, and you don't mind investing some time, then I'd say go for it, because you're gonna be rewarded by like cool shit, and then just, you know, like cool interactions, you know, funny characters, or even just like stuff that's actually gonna just like genuinely challenge you, and then obviously overcoming the challenge is satisfying. But yeah, so Dark Souls 3 was more my thing specifically. But I've played Bloodborne. It took me a while to get into it, but once I did, I really enjoyed it. And Sekiro. I thought that game was really cool too. That one, for me personally, was a bit harder to master, but once I got the hang of it, I really enjoyed it. I thought that game rocked. But yeah, and then I guess like to close off, I want to talk about a few indie games that I really enjoy. Hades, shout out to Hades. I love a what do you call them? What the actual fuck do you call them? Because it's in the same vein as another game I really like, another indie game I really like, Enter the Gungeon. What do you call them? Roguelike. There you go. Roguelike type game, like dungeon crawler type game. But yeah, I mean, like Hades, just like really good music, like really good, like art design, right? Zagreus is such a cool character, and like all the Greek mythology. So like learning about like the different Greek gods and their relationships with one another, and then obviously their relationship to you as Zagreus, is very satisfying. Like once you start building it up, and the story that's like kind of there at its core is really cool too. And again, just like interacting with like other characters, right? Like I was really invested in Orpheus and the Muse, their story. And it's very satisfying to like build that up to where they can get back together. So that was cool. And then obviously learning about like like your mother and the gods, like relationship to her, and like how they felt about her like going with Hades. Cool stuff. So shout out to Hades. And like I mentioned it, but Gungeon, I put a lot of hours in Gungeon, but that's a very fun game. Like easy to get into, hard to master sort of thing, right? Especially once you start like doing all the challenge shit. But yeah, very cool. So shout out. This is one I don't really hear people talk about, but Zero Ranger. It's like a little spaceship game. Like one of those like kind of classic ones where you're like on the bottom of the screen. You can move around and stuff, but like ships will just like fly at you and you just shoot the ships. But this game, like more bullet hell, but like super fast paced and really fucking good music. I mean, if you don't play the game, obviously you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice, because like the gameplay and the music are like so hand in hand, and like they work as individuals, but they complement each other best. And just like the color scheme, because like it's very based on this like orange and green, and they're just using scales or values of orange and green to like paint this like landscape, and it's so pretty in that way. Yeah, just beautiful game and fucking great music. Love the music, especially with like certain moments in the game and like the music kicks in. That's my shit, man. Stardew Valley. Shout out to Stardew Valley. Again, just like more of a calm, relaxing game, and it has fishing. You put fishing in a video game, bro, I'm in there. And again, like shout out to Hades, because Hades has fishing. But yeah, man, I'm in it. And then the mini game rocks too, just because it's like a little bar and you just like track the fish. That shit's cool. So shout out to Stardew. I actually started a new playthrough recently, so I'm like slowly working through that. And then like another small one I want to shout out, Ollie World. Love that game. I think I was just like kind of browsing around and I saw somebody playing it, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks fun. Let me try it out. Little skateboarding game. My character looked just like me, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, you just go around skating. It's one of those games again too, where like easy to get into, hard to master, especially as you progress, because like obviously the game gets more challenging. Like the challenges like they require you to do, like the routes that you actually have to take and stuff. But fucking cool as game. And it's one of those things too where, I mean, again, like with Skate as well that I'm playing right now, right? I like that they give you like so many tools to like do what you want to do, and unfortunately sometimes you will go with the simpler ones, right? Like, oh well, they're just telling me to do tricks, nothing specific, so I'm just gonna do like a kickflip, right? Me personally, like that can get a bit boring, but like it's just like a reliable thing, right? And there's so many tools like in the toolkit, it's kind of hard to like pick out, like a more special one, right? Like, man, it's like I could do I could do a laser flip right now, but I'm gonna do a kick flip instead. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. But like I feel like I am getting better about like diversifying like the way I like interact and like the way I'll like trick line and stuff. You know, with skate specifically, but then also in like all the ollie world, like trying to use more tools and just like do cooler shit. And then, you know, obviously like that becomes part of the challenge, right? It's like, man, I want to like do like a tweaked grab, like right here while I like, you know, like 360 flip, and you know, like maybe do like a late like a late flip trick like by the end of it before I land for my grab, just because you have a lot of like time to get yourself situated. And you know, same thing in skate, right? But yeah, so shout out to Ollie World. That's a very fun game, and it's very funny too. You know, like Nirvana, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like using like these little like skater lingo terms for their world building, I think is really funny. Uh, and yeah, so yeah, shout out to that. And then another game I want to shout out to, just like the stuff I'm playing, or I guess like that's like a good closer, right? Just the stuff I'm playing right now. My constants, again with the shooter. My shooter right now is Marvel Rivals. So whatever your opinion on that is, it's weird. I have a lot of time put into the game, but I'm one of those people who just like jumps around like a lot. Like even in that game, I have two lords. I have Invis and Mantis. Mantis was my first one, and then Invis I got recently. But I have like so many characters on captain level, and then a few on a Centurion. But it's just because I jump around a lot. And you know, for me personally, I don't mind not necessarily having like a main per se. Uh, but you know, like it is satisfying to like play like all these different characters and you know get used to like a play style. I mean, especially now too, I'm like really into playing. Fucking have something on me. It's bothering the hell out of me. But I'm really into just playing tank. Doctor Strange has been a lot of fun for me recently. I played a lot of Groot whenever I was like learning tank. So like Groot I already have at captain. Captain America I have at captain. Yeah, Strange I just got to captain just because I've been playing him more so recently. But then like Magneto I have him on like knight. Emma Frost I have on captain. I haven't really touched Thing at all, and I haven't touched Angela just because she's new and like her playstyle doesn't really look that fun to me. She's annoying as hell though. I'll give her that. But yeah, then you know, like DPS is the only role I don't really play. But when I do play DPS, I find it very fun. Play a bit of Magic, play a bit of Psylocke, play a bit of Star Lord, and then recently I've been trying to get into playing Hawkeye just because of his like one shot potential. But yeah, but no, Star Lord's a lot of fun. I like Star Lord. And then you know, for strategist, I've just been playing all of them, like Emma Frost, not Emma Frost, Luna Snow, and Cloak and Dagger. I have at captain. Adam Warlock I have at captain. Rocket I have on knight, but he's almost captain. So I don't know. I just jump around too much. I feel like I do just need to like focus in on like you know, and just like you know master a character and then move on. But I don't know. Like jumping around like makes me feel comfortable because I just know that I can like jump in and like perform. You know, as long as I'm like keeping like a balance on my roster. So shout out Rivals, right? And shout out Mantis. It's weird, you know, because they gave her that summer skin, and I was like, man, because my appeal for Mantis initially was like because she was cute. I like her base outfit in the game like a lot. Like I thought that was a nice design, and then obviously like you know she had like season 0 she had her like cyborg skin. I don't know what you would call it, but you know like where she kind of has like that like cool like futuristic suit thing, and that was cool. So it's like okay, like make her cute, make her cool. And then this one they just like really tried to make her sexy, and I mean like she's still cute, yeah, but you know they're really like playing into it a bit. Not complaining, just an observation. Yeah, and then also like mentioned skate. Been playing a lot of skate. Love that. Again, just like super casual. I wake up like really early in the morning. It's like you know I just want to relax before I go into work. Let me make a coffee. Let me get some music going. Let me just play some skate. Let me skate around. So that's been a pleasure. Dark Tide, obviously posted some Dark Tide clips recently, so really into Dark Tide. I play all the roles. I haven't bought the new one just because I'm not gonna pay money for that. Again, not saying they should have made it free, but maybe like making a way to where you could earn it would have been really cool, because that's kind of my main problem with the game is like there's not a lot you can earn, and then when they do add things you can earn, they aren't especially satisfying. Like they just recently had an event, and the only thing you could earn by the end of it was like a charm. I don't know, man. Give me like a cool gun skin. Give me a cool like piece of armor, something. You know what I mean? Something that's a bit more apparent, because the charm is only for yourself, right? And like a large part of that game too, like just kind of comes off as like flexing a little bit, especially with like the the actual good things you can earn in the game, just like banners or like titles and stuff, just to show like your commitment, right? And like how well you can like overcome challenges and stuff. But then obviously like having a cool piece of armor, like is kind of cool in theory, but they don't really give you a lot of cool shit for free. And the cool shit that you do get for free, you really have to fucking grind for, which is satisfying in your own right once you get it. But I feel like they weren't or like I wish they weren't as greedy with some of the stuff they like dish out during events. I wish there was more of a reason to do the events, because I mean, as of now, like you do have to grind a lot just to complete them, and the rewards, or the milestone rewards, are like just like ordo dockets and like plasteel and like diamantine. It's like, I've already played your game enough. I have like so much of that shit. I might as well have an infinite amount. You know what I mean? It's weird. So I wish they gave more like cosmetic rewards for the milestones. I feel like that also just like boost player engagement. But whatever. But yeah, so shout out to Dark Tide. But yeah, like those are really the only like 3 games in my rotation: Rivals, Skate, and Dark Tide. I really need to get back into playing like story-oriented games. Like I was playing God of War a while back, and God of War Ragnarok, but I kind of dropped it, which is unfortunate, because I was actually like getting like into a really good spot in the story, but I just dropped it. And just again, like mindset thing, like ADHD brain. And then I was also playing Tomb Raider, just because I got the collection for the 3 games. So I played through the first one, and then I was playing through the second one. And I almost have every single trophy in it. The last few trophies I need are really grindy, and it's just doing the score attack mode and getting gold on every single level. So like that one's a bit of a grind, and like especially after beating the game, it's like I don't want to go through every single fucking level again and like try to master them all. But I want to, because again, that's like another big thing for me is like achievement hunting, or I guess now like trophy hunting, because I'm on PlayStation. But yeah, that's always been a big thing for me, that like collectionist mindset. But yeah, this video ended up going on pretty long, but that's a good thing. I guess it kind of gets like the gaming stuff out the way, and also talk about gaming periodically, just because it's a large part of my appetite. But I feel like this is just like a good baseline. Just let it sit for a while. But yeah, I guess take care, right?